were fantastic.
Really?
Wow, fantastic.
It must be like $20.
Okay, we're live, so don't say anything too interesting in the back row.
He's like, you know, the boys were all a little itchy during the beginning. I said, I'm sure Leslie knows no boys was not legally offended.
They were
I didn't get an email, did you?
He's like, oh my God,
Just
just
making sure we-
they all are.
Never was up today.
Double secret. Even the parents ask some
Never
questions.
was up today.
Cool.
I sent an email about
And
the
so
school
that
in Mason, I didn't get anything back, and then I went there.
The Asian came and talked
My-
to you afterwards. Is she gonna get involved in it? Yeah. Here, do we something else?
It's 6 o'clock in the town of Lee, and I'm calling the
I'll talk to
meeting
you
to
later.
order on February 5th, 2024. First, I'd like to offer public comment limited to 3 minutes. Please state your name, address, if you want to share. Public comment, come on up.
John Tappan, 187 Stepping Stones Road. I'm going to ask a question that was asked at the deliberative session. In preparing the proposal for the office building, how many other town offices did you visit?
I personally have gone to about 15. I don't know how many everyone else has been to, but I've been to many town offices. It's part of what I do for work. So I've seen a lot of different buildings.
The question was about in preparing the proposal where you make comparisons of what they have, what their buildings cost, what their buildings cost to operate, to build, to run.
I did not look
Did you
into the
bring-
cost. I looked into the floor plan layout, where it's located in town, the state of the building, that kind of thing.
It doesn't sound like it's very useful.
Well, that's your opinion.
Anybody else?
My research was done online. I did not physically go to a town building. But I also did not make that comment. Katrin responded to that as to what she had done.
Okay.
I visited the Barrington Town office and spoke on at least 2 occasions with the Barrington Town Administrator, who served as the clerk of the works for their new town office building, which was built by the same contractor that we've engaged.
That I knew. I also have a comment about, or a concern actually, about what might go into the voter guide. There were mistakes in the presentation material. Some of them are pretty simple. In fact, the one I'm going to talk about, one example is 2 pennies. But that's about what is the cost on the tax rate for any of those particular appropriations. And in the presentation, there was a discrepancy between, and this is just 2 cents, the cost of the first payment on the bond, the $35,000, and in the presentation of that warrant article, it says that the first year cost is 3 cents. Also included in the presentation material was the NHMBB bond schedule, and that shows that the cost is 5 cents. So when I looked at that, I said, which you have to use a magnifying glass, or at least I had to use a magnifying glass to read. So when I looked at that, I said, well, which one's right? So I went to my bond spreadsheet and put in the numbers that we're using, and NHMBP is correct. It is 5 cents, not 3 cents. And so that made me wonder how many other pieces of information might be missing. The NHMBB calculation is simplified because they don't account for increases in the total valuation in the town, which is certainly going to increase. And over time, that then does decrease the tax rate increase, or the cost of the tax rate. When I do it, of course, I have an estimated yearly increase in that tax base. But if you set it to 0, you get exactly what NHMBB calculates. A lot of people don't understand how a bond works. There was very little in the presentation to explain how the payments change. Previous committees have always presented a chart like this that shows how it changes.
We're actually,
Mr. Chapman, we normally allow for 3 minutes, and if this is information you'd like to discuss with us, you can feel free to share it with us. I do think that we're forgetting some important factors, like that it's interest only in the first year, which you already have here, that's great. But do you want to just wrap up what you'd like to share?
Yes, if you emphasize that it's interest only in the first year, then you are, to some extent, hiding from the people,
We very
That-
clearly stated that it was,
but you did not show what the tax impact is of that second year.
that's a number that would be almost impossible to figure out 1 year to the next.
No, it is
State
not.
it. Okay,
It's simple arithmetic,
thank you.
and you
for
have
your
the
comments.
spreadsheet in front of you.
Just for the board's FYI, I guess, I'm actually working on a very similar chart for the bond table.
Great, thank you.
I talked actually with Paul Gusowski today, who's volunteered to help put together some publication materials. I think he had probably talked to you, Katrina had talked to me as well. And we have 3 charts that we were working on for that.
Great. I think it's very important, all of us, that we do not do what has often happened to us, especially in other buildings where people exaggerate the numbers or try to cover things up. That's not what we're trying to do. We're just trying, and that's why I appreciated you saying that this was just, that's why that number was so low to begin with. So appreciate that. Okay. Any other comments?
One of the things that he brought up in terms of visiting, we've been trying to get to Barrington. Can you put something,
I can?
because I'd like to see it, and I know there was some scheduling issues, but I'd still like to see it and talk with Connor, so.
Yeah, I think, let me find out what night they're open late in the evening. I know they're open one night. They close their town offices on Fridays, so that made it a little more difficult. But I know Connor is there Friday, so maybe he could squeeze us in and give us a tour if that was a possibility.
Yeah, it's a great building. You definitely want
Like,
to check it out.
probably the earliest I could get there is like 4:30, but I don't know if that's better than later. But, and I'm not sure about if anybody else wants to go, but.
I've been. Thank you.
All depends on the Friday. So I am looking at the article language. It does say, we did say in the article that was 3 cents per thousand, so can you double check that since this does say 5?
Yeah, and I had.
Is there a reason they're
I had
different?
estimated the increase in the budget overall when I had prepared that 3-cent number, but.
One of the things that was interesting is that basically it basically was equating to a penny per 10,000 in the math we did. And so I did notice that it was 35,000 was 3 cents for that, and then for the solar was 4 cents. So how you rounded it depends. I do think it'd be good to.
Yeah, the other thing is that 35,000, I think there's the initial, that's not my bond sheet, that's apparently John's.
Right.
The initial conversation I had with the bond bank was, she illustrated 3.44 as the bond interest rate because that was their most recent sale, but told me that she had calculated the 35,000 at a higher rate
Oh, yep.
in the event that it was
5%.
higher.
I
Yeah.
don't think
Yeah.
that's the problem. The problem is this column that says tax rate increase, and he's right, because ours also said 5 cents. So if this is saying if 35,000 year payment would be a tax increase of 5 cents per thousand, or I think it's actually 4.77. But
I think it's hard to know exactly what those numbers will be, like we said, because you don't know. what's
You have
going
no
on.
exact number for the
Right.
tax rate.
so
They're all
we
variable.
put the estimated tax impact into all these things. I
They
just
are,
wanna make sure it's
and
right.
they are an educated guess.
Yep.
Right, we
You
thought
don't have like a formula?
it was in the warrant last year.
I know.
But we had a really hard time with it because we know what a not solid number that is and how hard it is to get. You have to figure out revenue and taxes and all the things that are gonna happen. It's a really hard number to give an exact.
You have 3 factors, going forward. You're gonna have what you get for revenues. Typically, those have increased every year a little bit. Over the years, you've got the valuation of your town, as John mentioned. It's likely that the valuation of the town is not going to go down.
No, of course.
It's going to go up, and you have what you have left for unassigned fund balance when you set the tax rate that's gonna come into play on this too.
So it's a hard number to nail down.
Since we're talking about deliberative session, I got a text message from a citizen that wanted to know where the materials were for the deliberative session. They weren't on the website. I went on and looked, I couldn't find them either.
They were.
I
Just
couldn't
if
find
you
them.
pressed on deliberative session under news, push that button, you'd see them right there, all listed at the bottom. I'll show it to you right now. Yeah.
No, I believe you, but if he can't find it and I couldn't find it, then it's not very easily
Was this
found.
someone that we know was on a previous board?
No,
Okay.
no, it's not. It's somebody that works in the IT world, so they're very
Yes,
tech savvy.
Yes.
Well, then they're really not,
Yes,
because I
and
just
he
done
was
it.
wrong, and he was corrected
Like,
on
that's,
line.
it's literally
It's right there.
I checked it
He was
before.
corrected online.
It's one click.
All right, I did that too. I did not see the stuff on the
Did you
bottom.
scroll
It was.
down?
Yeah, it's right here.
I didn't see it.
I will be reposting the budget and the warrants with the corrections from deliberative.
Okay.
The town clerk's office was closed today, and she provides the official record of what changed, so I want to talk to her first.
Okay.
Thank you.
That'll go up tomorrow.
And I'll do what I can to, I mean, I can't move it up, but that's where it goes when I push the button. That's where it
That's
goes.
fine, but I did the same thing that she just showed me, and that stuff at the bottom was not on my page.
I
So
don't know how it's been there for a while.
Yeah, I did
Two
check.
of
I'm
the
only
things
telling
have
you
been
what I
there
saw.
for weeks.
I'm only telling you what I saw. And he obviously saw the same thing too, so.
Well, he shut up after he was corrected by a taxpayer.
um,
Well, and there's a date on here. It says it was posted January 30th at 3:36 PM.
Which
So,
is fine, but it wasn't,
well, okay.
Yeah, we tried to list it the day after you finalized it on the 20th.
Correct.
so can we posted the changes from?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Linda,
I will verify
Liz is
that
coming in.
with the town clerk tomorrow morning when she comes in and posts those tomorrow.
Okay, good. Thanks.
And I do think, I mean, we do have a fiscal note here on the article saying that it is just the tax, it is just the thing, and then it is going up. Like, I think we're being pretty honest about the fact that it's going up,
Never tried to hide it.
right, in the article.
Correct, it does show that, but
Okay,
it doesn't show what the tax rate is that's required, or the amount of tax that's
For the
required to
future.
support that.
One thing, I cannot take credit for putting that financial note there. Karen Rossi and Denise pushed me on that and got me to
no, and I agree with
post
them.
it. which
I
is
thought the same thing, John.
financial note.
Okay, are we ready to move on to appointments?
Sure, let's do that.
Tom Johnsfield.
Good evening. As the board is aware, I'm sure we've been working severely shorthanded since the first of the year. We had an officer go out on paternity leave, so we've had four officers, four of us covering all the shifts 24/7. It's been a daunting task. People are working sick because they feel bad calling out. We've got 3 more weeks of it before that officer comes back. But because they've been putting in such the yeoman's work and not complaining about it, I'd like to give them each a bonus. And I've been covering the majority of the open shifts to save on overtime, so there's plenty of money in the overtime line item to support a $750 bonus. It's 3 officers. So I'm just looking for permission to do that.
It's in your budget now, correct?
Yes, because we haven't been spending the overtime.
Shouldn't he get one?
It's his budget.
What'd you say?
He should get one. He should get one.
Is there a reason that you're only asking for 3? And not
Well,
4?
I look at it, it's my job to take care of our officers, and I wouldn't feel right if I came and said, I want for myself, because then am I really doing it for myself, or am I doing it for my officers? So that's up to the board. Do I look at it, you're my bosses, I'm their boss, and
It sounds like you might have a supporter in the back room. If maybe that back
Two.
room guy would come up
And
and
one's
say
a
something.
taxpayer.
We don't listen to taxpayers, come on.
Because one of them
No, I'm
will
just
leave and isn't covering the work, that's why. Right,
I don't know.
yes, that's why,
Oh.
I'm telling you.
So I am gonna abstain from this vote because I feel like this is a precedent setter, and I have worked for a different precedent, and I think it's important that you guys make the choice, because I wanna know when, that you've decided based on future. Because I think that it makes total sense, but then what happens when the next department comes, so I'm gonna leave that to you guys.
Just as an aside, I haven't memorized the personnel policy, but I think going through the personnel policy, the chief
His
could
choice.
have actually done it without
Perfect.
coming to the board. He just thought it was a good idea to get your blessing for that kind of thing.
Like I said before, I checked to see, he's got his money in his budget. If he feels that that's necessary, it's up to him.
Perfect. There you go.
Thank you.
But I think do we think that everybody who's working all these hours should get a bonus?
Yes.
You can tell him that, but it's his budget.
I think everybody who's working these hours should get the bonus.
Thank you.
And Steve, your supervisor, thinks so as well, so go
He
ahead.
gets a cut.
Whoa, whoa. Jeez.
Okay. On to regular business. Town administrator.
Sure. The first thing I've got on there is MTAC, the Technology Advisory Committee. I was a little surprised to get the email that I got last week, but I did email back and forth with Dean a little bit. Dean would like to have, for lack of a better term, complete control of the SharePoint space for all town committees under the Technology Committee. He feels that this would enable them to enhance usage and help tutor other groups, that sort of thing, and how to make the best use of the SharePoint space. I talked to our IT guy, Steve Gagnon, and he said there's no particular security problem with that as long as other committees and commissions are okay with that. Just wanted to run it by the board before I turned the SharePoint space in full over to the Technology Committee and see if the board had any concerns about it or not. I will say that the only concern I have is that the Technology Committee has been working for 2 years now, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of progress, although.
We don't store sensitive data on the SharePoint site.
We don't.
It's all public.
It's all the public information. I don't see any concern.
I know from being in the committees that they're in, the biggest inhibitor from us to do the work was getting in there and having, and I think it's a lot of work for Steve to do it, so if this means that it changes how that goes forward and we can move things along faster, then I'm in favor.
Does Back Bay still retain administrative rights for everything, or?
They would still have administrative rights, but two members of the Technology Committee would have full clearance for the entire space as well.
And you have the same, correct? You should.
I do.
I want to make sure that you
Not
continue
exercised
to,
it.
that's fine. But I would want to make sure you can continue to, and that we would know if anything was going on.
Yeah, and absolutely need that, so if there are 91A requests, that type
Yes.
of thing, I can quickly and easily get in and pull documents. So if there's no objection, I will have Steve grant Dean and Chris full administrative access to the SharePoint access, with the understanding that moving forward, they'll be able to help other committees.
Who is actually using it?
Right now, the most active user is the lead greeters.
Okay.
He's also on MTAC, so understands how it works.
Yes.
Okay. So, but I guess I would impress upon Dean and his groups that to get everybody on as soon as possible and using it. Because that's the whole point of the whole thing. So.
Yes, and the idea was to get people off of private Google accounts and onto our shared space. And probably the group with the absolute most information in shared space is the Sustainability Committee, which can probably use 75% of our shared point space.
How many years do you have to keep?
There it
Records
is
for?
widely ranges depending on the record. The RSA is probably 2 pages long with microscopic listings
Got
of the time ranging from 1 year to perpetuity.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Next up, I had the Red Cross. As you're aware, the Red Cross stores their truck and want to store their trailer here as well in the parking lot. They have lost their storage space that they had in Hampton and have to be out within a few days, is my understanding. They talked with the police chief and the fire chief regarding being able to store some emergency supplies in this building. I think the police chief graciously agreed to let them use the Sally Port That's my understanding. And this is equipment they use when there's a house fire and they respond immediately with aid, that type of thing. Both Tom and Scott are in agreement that there's ample room here without affecting operations for them to use the space. I wanted to clear it with the board. We've had a little bit of a wrangle with them. They also asked if they could use the downstairs meeting space, and Denise told them, yeah, you're a nonprofit group, you can certainly submit the application, and if we've got the date and space, you're quite likely to be able to use it. And they promptly called us back and said, we don't like your application and your contract, we need you to change the legal language.
Oh.
So we've been going back and forth, and I told them that I didn't want to spend any legal money. On my part, they suggested that our attorney can call their attorney and work this out, and I said I didn't want to spend any money, so they suggested that I call our attorney and ask if she would handle this pro bono because they were the Red Cross, which I did today, and she said that she would do that because they were the Red Cross. So she talked with them, and she said in actuality that we should consider changing the language in our application and policy. There's a little blurb about workers' comp that is not relevant.
One sentence,
Yeah, it's just one sentence that she said she would advise us to strike, and the Red Cross attorney would be very happy if that was struck too. So I'll be bringing that to the board at your next meeting for review and decide if you want to adopt it or not.
That isn't right. That's what they were.
Decide today.
We don't have the language.
I don't have the language though.
If there's
Well,
language.
It was just an email. They're going to have to wait. That was
Okay.
that was an email, not a.
Okay, you're right. Next meeting.
We need the official application and policy for the board to look at.
No word striking. But I appreciate that because that helps if we have something in there that we shouldn't, be nice to remove.
I just wanted to check with the board. I told the fire chief, I would mention it to you, make sure there were no concerns on the board's part about doing this. But
So that's in the Sallyport. They want to store some vehicles here? Or?
no, this would be supplies.
So just supplies?
I think it's things like blankets, that type of thing that they provide in the event of an emergency,
So
particularly
everything's
fires.
just in the Sallyport?
But they also have a truck and a trailer.
They also have a truck and trailer here, and they
Okay.
also would like to use our downstairs meeting space when they have meetings, if it's available.
So they already have a truck and trailer here?
Yeah, the truck's been here for some time, a pickup truck.
Oh, yeah.
Been here for some time, and the trailer will just fit out here.
That doesn't bother
And
me.
and what they're worried about storing is Gatorade and drinks, so, because it'll freeze out in the trailer. So we have the overhead storage of our equipment room, so.
And that doesn't get in your way, and having let them in is not an extra amount
No,
of time usage.
no,
or
no,
anything.
all they do is just call the officer, come in, let them in, they can get this stuff and go about their business.
Okay.
There's nothing in there that's sensitive, so.
Okay. Yeah, and their representative that leaves the truck here and is on the ground here is a Lee resident.
Who is that?
Oh, yeah, we met him, didn't we?
Career?
We met him.
No, Richard Hebert.
Richard, I'm sorry?
It's better than
Hebert?
Richard Hebert. He came in during budget talks and gave the Red Cross presentation for the health agencies.
Oh, okay, all right, thanks.
The next was clearly up to you. I just had a note on there that you
Please,
need
Fran.
select board coverage for March 12th.
I was happy with my shift, how about you guys?
That's the best I can do is, best I can do is get here at 3:30.
Yeah, how about you?
Yeah, I was kind of awake at 7, whatever, but yeah.
Since I
Definitely
left
better.
it when you got here, you just come at 4, and that's fine. Because I plan to be there, and there's no problem. Do you want to just do 4 and then we have to rush?
I mean,
All right.
whatever.
How about
I'm
this?
just gonna drive straight
Don't
for work.
rush.
I didn't rush.
Perfect. All right, so Scott is open 11 to 4. Rebecca is 3:30 or whatever.
But like, can we not write stupid stuff in people this time?
What? What? What was that?
Like, can people not write ridiculous things in? That'd be great.
Oh, in terms of the write-ins?
So Scott's opening,
That's
so he'll be there whatever time before 7 until, what did you say, till 12 last time? No, till 11. So I come at 11 and I leave at 4. Rebecca will be in. And if we don't have a large write-in thing, then we'll be all set.
I'd appreciate it.
you should have much less write-in this time around. There's
Fabulous.
a campaign afoot.
I don't mind people writing in, that's like everybody's right, but when people write in things that are purposely obnoxious, and then I have to write them on another list,
That's,
that makes me grumpy.
all right, so we're covered.
Twice, I have my list twice.
Under new building update, I just wanted to let the board know that my intention is to get the information, the floor plan, any of that information out starting tomorrow, as widely disseminated as possible. I also wanted to let the board know, as I mentioned, that Paul Gosowski has some video equipment that he used to make 30-second to 1-minute video presentations for the Oyster River Middle School. There can't be any bias in the presentation. It has to be just informational, and Paul's very well versed in understanding that. But he has offered to put together some vignettes for us to use on Facebook and on the website with regard to that information. Nothing would go up without going through the town administrator's office, and I can certainly bring it for your approval too.
That's great.
Before we do it, but it seemed like a gracious offer, and
No,
I'm
that's great, that's wonderful.
very interested in doing some work with him.
Yeah, thank you.
And under miscellaneous, I don't particularly have anything except that we need 2 non-public sessions, one with Karen and one with Steve this evening.
And we have a building select board meeting next Monday, correct?
That is my
We have-
understanding. Is
Okay. We have things to discuss with them and we'll be able to do that. Okay, great.
We will need to put out the voter's guide. Do we have
Yes.
a draft of that, and when is that coming, so we can?
We have about 3/4 of the draft, and I will finish that up the next day or two with Denise and get you copies to look at.
So you got it for next Monday?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, we'll look at it before and then we'll
Yeah.
decide.
Send it out whenever you get it. And then-
I'll email the draft out to you.
Right.
Okay.
And we can send information to you about the draft, just not to each other about the draft.
Right.
Correct. Fabulous. Anything else?
Not that I can recall at this point.
All right, well, you still have old business and new
I
business
will
ahead, so you
mention
can-
that it seemed that the deliberative session went pretty smoothly, and also the breakfast for the Sawtells was very well supported,
Oh, great.
very well attended on Sunday morning.
That's great.
And the blueberry pancakes were outstanding.
Well, they do it better in Lee than anywhere, so really you don't.
As were the regular pancakes, though.
Nice.
Oh, I did the blueberry.
No.
It's
Was that
hard
good?
to do a good blueberry. That's not an easy
Well, the
task.
police chief and Rebecca,
For a
Yeah.
blueberry.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
they ran out first, and they were the preferred
I would
pancakes.
say 4.5 hours straight pancake making.
That's
And the chief, I,
nicely
his
done.
lovely wife, and Adam Griffith did a bunch of pancaking, and we had Steve on the grill, and I don't remember who else was out there.
Outstanding.
Pete.
Because you didn't leave your grill.
Pete, Ben,
No, I didn't leave my griddle. I peed one time.
It was a pretty
I
wide
think we're
spectrum.
maybe
of
going into the
alcohol,
weeds a
so-
little bit here, guys.
But there's a lot of people, and they were all wonderful.
That is great news. Good.
Andy was there, Denise was there,
That
so
is-
many of the community members, and Bill, like, there was a lot of people who
That's
came and
great.
helped and volunteered. I can't remember all of them, and they were all wonderful.
Jim was there?
Nice.
Yeah.
Jim was there at like 4 in the morning.
Nice.
Jen?
All right.
Do
Back to town business.
Sorry.
Do we need to discuss this whole thing with the school and the presentation materials, the projector and stuff? So,
No, I think it worked out fine. What they termed a magic board actually worked well and had better optical quality than the overhead screen and the projector did.
okay.
If for some reason the board wants to go back to a projector, Back Bay has a projector I can use.
Well, I'm just thinking next time, so that it's ready, that you don't have to scramble around and find something. That we
Yeah.
request it, when we request the room, that one of those.
Yep, Denise had started the request policy earlier. We ran into some hiccups that were primarily just personal situations with staff. The IT person that usually assists at the school had a family event in Rhode Island on Saturday that he had to be at.
Okay.
But everything got set up and
I
worked well.
thought the board worked really well.
Okay.
Yay.
I'd say I didn't see any hiccups, it looked wonderful when I came. Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
All right, consent agenda. I move to accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved.
Am I reading which info?
I think I'm already signing this, so you can start.
Okay.
Can we include the date?
I lied, there's two of them.
Yes.
Sorry.
Did you save a copy? You got copies, John's numbers.
I think these match the slide in the presentation.
Yeah,
right?
I want to at least get them
Okay.
to make sure. So said Paul, and also when you do photographs, showing the payment schedules.
And anyone can feel free to write in the
We want the right way. People are off.
On to old business. I know we have some updates on the Lamprey River that you shared.
Oh, yay.
Correct?
I do not have,
Who sent me the whole information about Lamprey River? Did we get a whole, was that not here?
Suzanne Peterson.
Yes. Whole, you could go through it all and see all.
I can certainly bring it, I'll bring my laptop so we can put it up.
I want to know about Lamprey River.
That's just on our old business, and I was just saying that we got a big update, and so I've gone through it, and it's good. Is there anything else we should know?
Everything is supposedly supposed to be okay from what we got told last meeting.
Right, so the numbers all say that things are fine, so, all right.
Everything is Newmarket. And they think they found the problem.
Okay, well, that's great. Okay,
Keep them all trails out.
anything else, old business? New business? Show business?
They say, like,
Non-public business.
All right,
going in the road.
Do you want to come in
We,
okay. I move to enter into non-public session NHRSA 91-A:3, to both A and L. Roll call vote. Oh, we have to have discussion. Roll call vote, Mr. Whitney.
Yes.
Southern.
Yes.
Casper, yes. So moved.
we're putting correct.
He's, I'm the one, he's gonna cry in line if I don't. Take your paper.
I don't need it.
Oh,
I just want to.
and you don't have to, you
I just
can.
want to know what's still.
I mean, you know them, because they're gonna say, well, we want to buy it.
Look, if that's the case, you want to come in with me too, since you know the guys?
You want me to?
I
mean, I'm flexible. What do you need?
But if you want to go home, I.
don't even need to shut the door.
They were mad at us. Cool off and then, wow.
The alternative.
You keep finding out, you know, get it straightened out, it's been
I'm gonna take Tom and
2
with
years.
me.
Ain't like it gets.
I'm gonna bring Tom and non-public with me too.
Oh, okay. I was like, you're bringing them where?
It was funny when they got going, I kept on, I said, I only worked here for, I lived here for over 11 years and I worked there for now.
I know, I have a hard time with that.
Find different things.
That's the camera.
What's the one above your head?
That's,
No, to the, right there. Maybe you can't see it because it's in the light.
this.
Right there.
Oh, Jesus, that's it.
It should be up like 1 or 2 layers.
I asked you to move it more up.
Right, so it's more of that.
Because that's all they should be listening to, is what's going on up there. Right,
Because anyone that talks has to come up, so
right.
isn't that where they're gonna go?
Well, that's easy enough to move. He doesn't have to come in and do it. Just move the tile, move the
You
thing
think?
over, and drop it down through. Yeah,
Okay.
Oyster up.
that's it. It's just.
10 fingers, I'll let you up.
Gusha.
That'll get her up there. Don't see me moving out in 3 minutes, I was gonna bang your door.
David been working down there quite a bit down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's still trying to make it so that he can get down there.
I see the way. Best thing to do, because I can only get in trouble down.
Right.
My knees, but right
Yeah.
there, worse off than I am.
Yeah.
Feel like, oh,
Doesn't even work.
best thing to do.
The floors are all uneven in there.
Not even that, just getting down around it, just
Right.
bad enough. I have to go out to the hospital with a rough around this. Kills me. I don't last long at all. I just gotta go to my cornea tomorrow, get a coin things for mother straightened out. I'll find out.
That's just crazy. Especially when
An appointment at 1 o'clock.
And he's always on his pinch, and he's
Best
always on
thing
his
is
phone.
to excavate that off the foundation and start,
Of course it is, of course it is.
the foundation's still good, so
Yeah.
clean the foundation up, waterproof it, and
Go in there with
go to
a
town.
hole and clean it off.
Yep,
Get the stuff out and dig it open.
new furnace, new everything, boom.
Cool, man.
He's 75, so when he's done, he doesn't have maintenance on the house, it's energy
You
efficient.
don't know how lucky he is, how good in shape he's in.
Yep, yep.
He really is.
So,
Yeah. That's when I went to hell.
But I told him, I'm like, "Eric, how many broke down minivans does the person need in the yard?" I said, "You probably got $5,000 of scrap
I
metal
was
sitting
gonna say,
here."
I bet he's got 10,000
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah, with like,
Between his mother's place and that place.
Yep.
I bet he's got 10 grand.
so yeah.
Do you want them?
I'll be right back.
Hey, Tyson.
What does it take to raise that?
I wrote this.
Taxes?
I gave him last day because his name's
So like they said, $35,000.
I put.
What does it take to raise your taxes or $1,000, $10,000 or whatever? So, they said they thought it was about $10,000, but it's not. First, tax rate is the rate per thousand. So here's the tax percentage that we use for. So what?
Other than that, I didn't change
Change 3 decimal places.
Yeah, once I talk to him, I don't know what he wants to do.
Okay, so now we're talking about dollars per thousand.
Which I don't know what to do, but I'm just saying if he wants to do,
So pennies per thousand.
5, 6,
So 2 more.
He's
And
gonna
here's your answer.
30 hours.
7,333.
He doesn't want
It's
to.
1 penny for every 7,333. How could he even not know that? Okay,
1 penny.
so if we need to raise.
To be honest, I was like.
No, I ended up asking Andy to show an answer, so I just took it as it should be.
$7,333. That's 1 penny tax rate.
Should.
If you need to raise twice that amount,
Yeah, I would just say what you want.
I would just say
35,000
and then it's generic.
5 times that.
Then you can refer to it as the
45,000
income
times
tax
5
because
times
if you write, then you
7,300. So it's gonna be almost 5 cents on the tax rate. Done.
This is fine.
I mean, at least Rebecca should
Town
know that.
reserves the right to end your employment
And
should,
I'm not.
oh, yeah, it be necessary, yeah.
So
It's simple arithmetic.
Tom's gonna do his.
It's hopeless.
Well, yours takes like 2 weeks to get back.
Yeah.
I don't have 2
And
weeks.
this,
Okay.
you know,
You can get it faster.
Tom's
and
gets
then
much
you
better.
pay B, they don't escalate their fee. They don't say it's gonna grow.
He has to be
But that's what this does, is estimate for the increase.
And then, it's all, because you take,
I
sometimes
know,
it takes
it
60
does.
days, and then sometimes it takes 2 weeks.
I didn't
I
know
want
that.
to hear, because
And this is not
he's
what's
going
going
to work, they used to hear, so when, and then
But that's, I mean, that's basically the NH.
before,
Yeah, by making it zero.
Yeah.
This is an HMB fee, except they don't have this column.
Yeah.
did you get my text message?
Oh, which
I
one?
got a payroll sheet from Bill.
And she did recognize,
Because he
oh,
never
that
sent the
goes
vote.
up 477, so it's not 5 cents, it's
What's Stevens
4.77
King?
cents.
Hey, I went to the school, and helped Dave do all the stuff, his Dave had never done the school before.
5 times that, it's a little less
What
than
am
5.
I talking about?
It's actually
You.
4.77 times that.
Not for the deliberative session, the actual vote,
Oh, okay.
the primary.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I knew.
No, Dave was so mad this morning. Not Dave.
No,
Oh,
I'm not
Dave,
that.
Dave, well, that's right, he confused Dave. I was like, he goes, he's, he gets up, has the natural knees, and then they even show at 6:30 in the morning.
He's
He's
honest and he's
sitting there with a corner and a coffee. And Dave goes, well, Dave didn't go to Akron to see his wife
It's not very big.
Friday, because he stayed for this, and then, oh,
I just got a text today, so I didn't know
for me.
what you're telling me.
Oh, you didn't know? You didn't know Saturday?
No. Did I? No.
Dave wasn't happy this morning when he told me. And I wouldn't have been either. I wouldn't,
I didn't find out today. What's today?
Andy should be.
I found out yesterday.
Well, Andy should be. Because why would Andy go all the way up for 6:30 in the morning? It's not till 9.
I know.
When would he need to be there till like? Oh, did he said that he was crying? Oh, yeah.
Look back at that, say,
I'm not sure.
it's
I was
the
never sure.
same.
A couple of
Because it is.
hardware things that we couldn't even need Friday. I didn't do this, I knew he was leaving. I mean, I found him in the house he bought. Yeah, I showed it to him. I said, well, see, this one's not far away from the city. Check this out. What?
Two of these things? He didn't get one of them for.
Two of them have fallen. This one almost did. They were like getting ready to close on it, and then for some reason, the mortgage company was getting paperwork or something ready on the other days they were supposed to. Like, I knew it was coming, I just got told them it wouldn't be till like 8 till.
And this is nice. Is it in better condition than the other one? That is much worse. It's much worse.
Oh, it's a really good shape. It's a log cabin. Had a big garage with walk-in cooler. The guy he bought it off of was a butcher. So he like had a walk-in cooler in the garage was a butcher shop, like deer and bear and stuff. He invested. He invested. He's still keeping his house that big. You know, once it's in the house, I knew sort of bad, sort of peeps, sort of, he drove from there this morning.
So he's not living there yet. No.
It was fun, it was a big lot, he bought the thing, first 10 years he owned it, subject matter, and there's solar panels all over the roof. Just, here's my luck, I buy a house and where I can live off the grid and not have to have an electric bill, solar panels on it, they power it for 10 days I owned it.
So you're already closed and everything?
Oh yeah, no, they're living in it, they've been living in it for 2 weeks.
Oh. Holy shit.
Like, I didn't really know. I mean, you could look at the door, but I didn't care, so I said, you live there, maybe no. Oh, I don't care, I don't care. So, yeah, it was full time, I didn't need to post it,
Oh, yeah.
because it's got limits. Which I
Is
was,
he retired from the racetrack?
was it?
This guy that you're,
Yeah.
And this was just,
Your age?
oh, really?
Everyone's your age. You, Karen, Tom, Andy, all the same age. Lauren, the only one that's not is Peter Pizza. And Ben's not your age.
Oh, no. Crazy.
Guess who's married?
No, you're not.
He brought me from Minnesota to Boston.
Where is that?
Yeah.
They really think it's necessary.
Oh, yeah. When he gets cold, they're huge.
That's funny.
And they get fat and wicked.
Well, he's kind of old, you're right. Old to have this. When I was a kid, I used to get stressed.
They wanted to take him out when we were in the state, but he just didn't want to take the sick time. But every time he's sick, he can't talk. So,
Mine, I never had mine taken out. The doctors think I did because I got sick sores. They brought it way out with it.
they tell him.
They're gone. They're
him.
gone.
They tell him to get 2 weeks. I
Because
guess
it's
it's
just
way,
because it's bad.
yeah, I guess it's way worse when you're older.
I got really mad.
Because they're gonna come out and cauterize him. I guess the 2 weeks is to make sure they don't pop over and just start raining.
Oh, yeah, he shouldn't be doing, especially the work he does, he shouldn't be like lifting.
No, Dave's been
Cooking
going,
bacon.
Dave's been starting to go to the landfill for the past week to cover things, and 2 weeks is out.
Oh, that's right.
Because Dave's got a
Oh,
CDL.
Does he, Ben drive by himself?
Visit under.
Yeah.
Find it.
It's just, it sucks. Hopefully if it's over for 2 weeks, we'll be in trouble.
This is, he doesn't have a CDL, can you buy?
He can plow with a truck, he can probably will, but that's why I don't need a truck, I don't need that stuff, because he doesn't have a CDL license.
I know they were supposed to.
The business need.
Dean, oh my God, yeah, we did.
No, we did not. We did Dave because he has, we did Dave because he has a CDL.
Okay. But
We
if
did
he's-
not do Larry, because Larry does not have a CDL.
I think anyone that's gonna come on our should get tested, because Dean didn't, he didn't fly.
Maybe the other thing we can do is not, and then put him in the pool too.
You don't go in the pool, do you, unless you have a
CDL, he doesn't, like Cheryl doesn't, isn't in the pool when she
Right,
drives.
right. Oh, but did she get this when she started?
I don't think so.
I have a note that says, oh my God, you was tested.
He's not having it.
Whatever. What is it? It's gonna be, it's in the transfer station.
Yeah, but he'll probably come back for some stuff.
I feel like we did because of the machinery using. I mean, it's only once. It's hard now.
I never told him, he said he passed, so I mean, if he's openly saying, oh, you can test me, I'll pass, and he's not gonna.
It's so hard now.
And that's my problem. He can drive his own car. Like, I don't care,
Right, except that he drives.
then I can do it.
Well, I don't think, you just pick a time, you can just,
No, I can add someone in, I used to do it with Jeremy all the time. Another Jeremy parent, I used to add him in and take him out.
but he had a seat, right?
Yeah, doesn't matter though, I could best the sheriff if I wanted to. Cause I did Jeremy because
You just really do that, because you don't have the authority.
I can put him in the pool and out of the pool.
I guess, but I thought you could only go in the pool.
No, you can. No,
If it's-
no, no, it's like I used to take Jeremy in and out, because then I would just do it when I put him back in, because I didn't want him to get called
When he
in
wasn't here.
June when he's not
Here.
here, because then it's a pain.
And they
you know
they
what, to get them down there to do it, and I gotta pay them. Like right before winter, I can just say, hey buddy, I gotta put you back in the pool, go do it, and he will go do it. Plus, I just, with this new company, they'll come do it, I can just say I suspect it, and then they'll show up and do it in advance. Huh? No. No, we got slammed with weather right after that, and then everything was gonna go next week. Like this week. Like tomorrow. So, yeah,
Really?
for 3 alcoholic beverages since Christmas.
That's good.
When you consider how much I used to drink. I was hoping that if I quit, it would make me feel better. I was hoping that the happy pills that I had, it didn't help. Because it's depressing, I was just hoping that it didn't help. Well, so maybe if I stop, I don't get it. I don't feel any better. I was hoping. Yeah, last Tuesday I had one, that was the last time. I had one drink at the bar. I went to the office lounge in Dover, across the street from Ross, on Tuesday night.
There's a bar across the street on Rose.
Yeah.
Oh, I just drove by that.
It's got like sushi and stuff in it.
I just drove by and saw the sign and saw people
It's
in
good.
there, and I was like, that's a restaurant.
It's good.
Is it?
Yeah, they got sushi, they got a whole bunch of stuff. I
Interesting.
took the kids out of dance. Tori was getting her nails done, and it was just me and the girls. And I'm like, oh, I'm hungry. So they gave them a Uno card game in Candyland, and they played at the table, well, waiting for our food, and I played with them, and then trivia came out. They trivia, a guy stand up and do trivia, and we did trivia, and we were at the bar room till 8:30, and I was school night.
What time?
8:30. We didn't know. They had fun though. They didn't even know the answers. They got even asked some SpongeBob questions, so they couldn't even help.
Oh. Perfect, I was just gonna
It's
say,
not-
what's the
it's not
current
like-
dates for the master plan? 26.
Cute.
It's not like going to Tokens. It's an actual like sitting restaurant. We just sat in the bar. Like that Tokens tap room right now, now like an actual like dive bar. It's not like that. It's like an actual like sit down restaurant.
Yeah.
Look at the sushi.
So it refers to the master
Way
plan,
good.
2006.
Psycho?
Certainly.
Psycho?
I don't think so. Tokens that good.
No?
Not that what's written here is about Oh, yeah, over in,
Next to Dover
next,
Bowl.
yeah. I know
There's,
that.
that's,
I know they are.
that's real for my birthday. They got wicked good Mai Tais. And they got happy hour Mai Tais for like $4. I'm drinking there, so I'm gonna go there. Or else I'd be in trouble. I'll get this fixed into you in the morning. I'm just gonna tell him to come see you. He can't do his fingerprints and the other stuff with Tom until Thursday. Just tell him to move. Frenchie's there at 10. Because I know with my luck, and everyone's luck, I'll send him there at 9 o'clock tomorrow to get free access to the ceremony and no one.
Does he want to check? Does he want to?
Tom just told me that he can't do it for 10 on Thursday. So tell him 10 on Thursday. I'll you want me to just email this to you in the morning?
Yeah.
I'll just email it to you.
Okay.
I'll email Bill's time sheet to you too.
Oh, yeah.
It's got like 4 hours on it, it's not.
Oh, give that to me because she pushes the button tomorrow.
I'll do it, I'll get it to you first thing, but it's got like 4 hours or something. He texted me his time.
Okay.
Have a good night.
All right. I bid you all a fond adieu.
Yeah, good night, everyone.
10
Denise,
o'clock
I
on
will
Thursday.
see you.
Huh?
10 o'clock on Thursday. Fingerprints? You're gonna do that new guy?
Yeah, the new guy, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, we'll take care of it.
I will see you at some point, I'm not sure when.
Probably Wednesday, maybe.
Do you want us to run a criminal record check? It's quicker if we do it than you mail it in.
You mean like from now
For criminal
on?
record, yeah. All we gotta do is just give the name of dispatch and boom, we have it in no time. I just need a signed release of information from the person.
For
Criminal record,
state and,
huh?
state and FBI check?
Yeah, because once we do their cards, we send their card back. Fingerprint card.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, if you can get it faster,
Very
that'd be
much.
great, yeah.
Yeah, because driver's license and the
It's not
state
fair.
history, I can have back in 20 minutes.
How long's the other
The
one?
thing that they have from
Usually a week,
has all of these tables.
when we do it for our applicants.
Yeah.
When we presented information
Yeah, it takes
before, we
two-
put a cost per
Before,
hundred
yeah,
or
the
200,000
TCBC
or
stuff,
whatever.
yeah.
So people could easily see, oh, if my house is 300,000, then it's 3 times that. And then the other thing we've done is you have a chart, it's kind of like this, but instead of showing the payments, it shows how much it costs per 100,000 or how much it costs on the tax rate.
Okay, well, that'll
You
do
just
this,
ran out
I
of
can
time.
just annoy, whoever I can annoy.
So,
There's only so much in it there, isn't there?
but I think you're right, it needs to show.
I agree with another email.
Good night, guys. Thank you.
Right?
Election events. Okay,
Motion to seal the non-public minutes?
Second.
roll call. Okay.
Yes.
Hawthorne?
Yes.
Casper, yes. Any other topics we need to discuss? No? Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Adjourned.